What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Hunter Starcraft, and I'm casting another pro Korean match off of the ladder for you guys today. This is going to be a match on Shakura's Plateau. Down here at the bottom left position, we have our red Zerg player. From the team MVP, we have Effort. Effort.MvP is not a player that I am at all familiar with. His clan MVP is sort of a new and up-and-coming clan in Korea. Don't get it confused with I am MVP. MVP is his ID, and he's part of Incredible Miracles. This is actually the MVP clan with not as many, big name players as, Startail or Incredible Miracle or OGS, Not quite on that level yet, but, a vicious, competitive Korean pro gamer team nonetheless. So I'm sure Effort, really strong player. And Effort's opponent, spawning at the top right position, scouting after his first pylon, as is pretty standard on 4-player maps. We have HongNam. That is the best translation I could come up with as I press the back button and we jump back by 11 game seconds. HongNam, I'm not sure if there's a clan tag in this Korean title as well. I mean, there's another part to the name, but that's the best I can do with Google Translate. HongNam, so that's going to be his name. It's the blue Protoss player here, chrono boosting out some workers, and is going to be scouting the base of Effort momentarily. Now, Effort went for actually a very fast spawning pool. I think that spawning pool went down on 11 supply, and he already has these 6 lings out, so that's going to be certainly bad news for this probe of HongNam, as he is going to get chased all the way home. Oh, a little bit of a miss micro there. He's going to get surrounded. Okay. Did that look a little unusual to anyone else besides me? These friendly Zerglings just saying hi to the probe. I guess because the Zerg player just wants to put on so much pressure at this point that he just doesn't even think it's worth it to try to focus down the probe. Or maybe it was just a mistake altogether. Is that a complete wall off? Yes, it is. And there is one. Well, it's just this one layer of buildings here. This photon cannon is a little bit late. I feel like HongNam could have put down that photon cannon a little sooner. This gateway is going to get focused down. Another gateway going up. HongNam needs to work vigorously as he's pulling all his probes off the line too to try to maintain this wall off here. Oh man, this is pretty intense. A couple of probes, 3, 4 probes go down, 5 probes go down. And finally, when the cannon is complete and the zealot is out as well, HongNam able to fend this off. 12 drones compared to 10 probes now. Extractor going down as well. Queen on the way. And yeah, I mean, this early pressure, it's hard to tell if it was worth it. I mean, I'm sure that Effort here, had intended to do more damage than that. I think of course he wanted to, bust in and do as much damage as possible, but as the cards lie right now, we got 17 supply for the Zerg player and 16 supply for our Protoss player, HongNam. We have the natural hatchery going up as well, and 4 Zerglings out to defend that. Should be enough to force this zealot back. Now that the Zerg player Effort is mining gas, we're going to see the metabolic boost go down quite quickly as well. 1 gateway, cybernetics core on the way, very late on the cybernetics core as well. Chrono boosting out more probes, still just mining off of 1 gas is HongNam. And yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see what these players kind of want to do from here. No more destructible rocks here, or here, or here, or here in this new version of Shakura's Plateau. Those 4 destructible rocks all removed. And this zealot gets surrounded. Trying to micro as best he can. Oh, he does manage to take out 2 of the Zerglings. Little Zergling pieces all over the place. The other adjustment that was made to this Shakura's Plateau map recently by Blizzard was the removal of this back ramp. There used to be a ramp right here that had destructible debris, but it was recently removed and sort of replaced by this ramp. Just changing the architecture of the map And, I mean, that would come into play had they spawned, you know, at the top right and top left, for example. Or bottom right, bottom left. I'll point that out. Now that Warp Gate research is on the way, no Chrono Boost being used. He's got enough for a Chrono Boost now. What's he going to use it on? Is this Zergling going to get away? Yes. Zerglings and Stalkers run at the exact same speed before Metabolic Boost is complete. This Overlord, going to be a sacrificial Overlord, going to see, well, nothing too exciting. He may spot the second Assimilator if he's got quite the long life expectancy there. This Queen wandering a little bit too far off creep is going to get forced home. And forces that Stalker back as well. Quite nice saturation actually down here at the natural. Got about 14, 15 drones working down there. Here at the main, yeah, the same number of drones as well. Not mining any more gas. The Zergling speed is complete though. And this Sacrificial Overlord, as I mentioned before, he is going to spot both the gases. He sees the Chrono Boost being used on the Warp Gate research, which can sometimes be a telltale sign for some upcoming Warp Gate pressure. Not sure how many Warp Gates we're going to see HongNam producing off of. We'll just have to wait for that. The Nexus is going down though, so going to be seeing this Protoss player get into more of a defensive posture. That Overlord does get taken out. You see his blood right there. And a couple of force fields going down, trying to save the pylon. Ooh, is the pylon going to go down? 16 hit points left on that pylon. Oh, it does just barely get taken out, but at the cost of many, many Zerglings. Taking a look at the units lost tab, actually very close, within 50 resources of each other. You can see it on this fancy graph as well. Although for the workers killed, there have been, those are the 5 probes that I called at the beginning of the matchup with that early, that freaking, excuse me, the 11 pool, very early spawning pool. A couple of spines going up, a couple more extractors popping. So Zerg player here mining off of 4 gas. He has a macro hatch going up as well, and 3, he's going 4 warp gate here. We have HongNam going to be producing off of 4 warp gates, well, soon to be 5 actually, and just walling off the top of his natural ramp a little bit as well. A map like Shakura's Plateau is quite a, it allows for Protoss players to take a pretty fast natural expansion. As we can see here, it's pretty easy to wall off the top of the ramp, and yeah, it's not easy for a Protoss player to defend. But getting stuck in this base a little bit, Effort.MvP now has complete map control. He's got both Selnaga watchtowers. He's even got overlords in position, just, you know, detecting, well, maintaining vision just in case Protoss player wanted to do any drops or something like that. Some speedlings heading out. They're not going to try to engage these sentries. A nice little strike force though from HongNam. Oh, he does have a zealot. Zealot in the cold position. Gonna fend off those speedlings, no problem. And some upgrades coming in from our Zerg player, as well as a Baneling Nest. He's getting Roach speed. He's getting a +1 melee attack as well. And still has pretty nice map control. Interesting decision here from HongNam. He does have a pylon warped in with 4 Stalkers already. And of course, Effort.MvP has no idea about this. He's gonna have to be very careful. If this 3rd hatchery pops, it could be very vulnerable to a counterattack. I'd like to see some zealots in that mix as well. Just 1 zealot in this unit composition. A ton of sentries though. These 7 sentries are banking a lot of energy. Gonna have plenty of force fields that are gonna go down during a big engagement. I'm sure will come shortly. Supply differential actually becoming quite significant. 103 compared to 76. So yeah, about 30 or 40% more army supply than Effort, as other way around. Effort has more supply than HongNam, as Effort is popping out a whole bunch of roaches and speedlings. This is the stage of the game where Zerg players really have a huge swell of units, and that's very much the case here today, as a ton of roaches that just popped out. Speedlings, oh my god, just getting cornered. Look at these force fields going up, but a lot of the roaches are still in range. The speedlings are, you know, being held back, that's for sure. This hatchery is going to get taken out, but all of these Protoss units are going to get cleaned up. At least all the ones on the low ground got cleaned up. But you know what? There's no reason for Effort to actually choose to engage these Protoss units on the high ground. They do blink down, and oh man, this is such a massive counterattack. Look at all these Zerg units swarming in from all directions. It seems we're going to have just a monstrous engagement here. I'm seeing how long I can get away with keeping the HUD down. Lots of Zerg upgrades on the way as well, but it doesn't matter. We have the Zerg player choosing to engage now. Some Stalkers blinking to the high ground. But those roaches and speedlings, you know, doing a lot of damage as well. We do have +2 melee attack on the way as well for our Zerg player. +2 ground attack as well for HongNam. Both players staying on top of their upgrades. At Twilight Council now just kind of remaining idle. No charge or anything too unorthodox. Just that blink. Blink micro can be very overwhelming for a Zerg player to deal with. But I have to admit, I still do certainly like Effort's chances here, and he is being very creative. Look at that. How many Banelings? It was looking like about 24 plus another 10 or so. Just a ton. Actually, look on the units tab. Yeah, 36 Banelings and 22 roaches. So we're going to see now that these overlords have speed and ventral sacks, these overlords are going to be dropping a ton of Banelings. I'd like to see Banelings dropped on the mineral lines and on the main army, even in the main base potentially. Banelings can really force your opponent to, you know, split their army up. Let's see how this engagement is going to go down here. Going to remove all the tabs for you guys once again. One overlord does get focused down. Nice force field to prevent the Banelings. I mean, the speedlings were getting in. So many Banelings just shower the Protoss army, but I'm not sure if that was like the most efficient use of them. It seemed like Effort just dropped so many Banelings like in one spot. He didn't use the carpet bombing as well as he could have, but it doesn't really matter. He had a nice supply advantage going into this engagement, and just really took advantage of the timing. Effort, like I mentioned before, as you sort of hit that 12-minute mark, once you've got both bases saturated, if you're staying on top of your injects on all 3 hatcheries, you're going to have a nice swell of pretty strong Zerg units, because, you know, Roach speed will have just finished, +1 melee attack had just finished for Effort as well, and then he got a little bit creative with Overlord drops, and just had so many units that it didn't even matter that he lost his 3rd base. His counterattack was just too powerful. Some interesting techniques and strategies used by Effort.MvP. A pretty cool matchup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more of my StarCraft 2 shoutcasts along with other videos. All of those are archived over at youtube.com/HunterStarcraft. Go follow me on Facebook and or Twitter, whatever you happen to use. I got those links in the description as well. And until next time, take care. Peace out.